You can hear me? Yes. To our wonderful class today, we're going to be talking about quantum resonance, quantum frequency, and Alyssa and I are going to be sharing one of our favorite, I call it a new technology, but one of our favorite technologies that we've been using for a while, both on ourselves, on our clients, in our groups. And we'll have a lot of people asking questions about it, how it works. And so I wanted to bring her on because she's more of an expert than I am. I just use it and love the damn thing. And she knows a lot more about it and is more in depth into how to use things that I only use it very specifically for certain things in my world. And so we're going to share a little bit deeper about that. But I think first I want to introduce Alyssa, and then I want to explain like what is quantum resonance or frequency, so we can kind of understand for those of you that are like, this sounds interesting, but what does that really mean? So Alyssa Russian is, I don't know, she's one of the best amazing people that I've ever known. We met over probably 10 years ago at this point, a little bit more than that. And we have been friends and colleagues forever. We've had these synonymous journeys of going through doing different types of coaching and healing work together, and we've partnered on different things. She is the founder of the Divine Light Healing Academy. And I'll tell you, I've done a lot of courses and classwork and healing work over the years. And the way that she puts together her healing academy is absolutely one of my favorite. And so that's like high props to her for the magic that she brings to this world. And she's got an incredible story of how she healed herself miraculously from death. She had an NDE because she was really, really sick, and how she now lives this life and has shared her work around the world. So thank you, Alyssa, for coming here today and hanging out with us.
Oh my gosh, that's an introduction. I just love. Thank you for having me. I was just typing everybody a little message. I love seeing your faces. So if you want to share your faces, please do. For those of you who are Patty and Renee and Karen, Nazma, am I saying that right? Tell me how to say that right. And then ladies, Pat, Zachary, ladies, thank you so much, guys, for being here. My intention today is to share with you some really cool technology, but I also want to do some healing frequencies for the group. So I think when you're starting to talk about the quantum technology that we're using, is it okay with everybody if you'd like, if you have something that you're wanting to heal or working on? You can pop me a private message or you can do a group message. And I'm going to use this technology and I'm going to create a healing vibration and frequencies for this group. I'm going to scan the group's energy, and then this device is going to put out exactly what the group needs. And then also, I'd love if we have a volunteer a little bit later, I'd love to scan one person's energy and we'll sort of use it for the group, but everybody will see your scan. Okay. So I do want to mention that. But if you would like to volunteer, you can raise your hand and I will put you in the queue. Okay. All right. So that's that. I'm so excited to have everybody here. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Awesome. Fabulous. So let's talk a little bit about quantum frequency or quantum resonance, or what we're actually doing today. Because it was really funny. I was speaking to a producer yesterday on the phone who's interested in because I'm writing this book, and they, because I have my crazy story of being a drug trafficker, and now going into the work that I do now. And he's like, yeah, this sounds all really great, but what the hell is this stuff that you're talking about, quantum healing, or and is it real? Because it sounds just like another snake oil. And I was like, that's fascinating, that we, as advanced as we are in quantum physics and how much we've been shared about the world, that still so many people don't understand the power of frequency and sound for healing. And I call it the next medicine. I know for a fact that everything is frequency and sound. And what I'm studying at school right now, with my master's and my PhD in the science of consciousness, is all about how consciousness is that vibration comes from consciousness's self-referral of itself and coming back on itself, and that's what creates the frequencies or the sounds. But to make this easy and simple for you to understand, every single one of you uses a phone, right? You all have a cell phone? Yes. Okay, great. Or even like here, we're on a computer, right? We are using Wi-Fi, we're using radio waves, we're using some sort of frequency that is allowing you to see me and me see you or hear you or send me a text message or send a video or a picture to someone. Well, you can't see how that's getting there, but it is on a frequency. There is a frequency to it, and it is on there, and that is how you know it. And how do I know what frequency it is? I have your phone number, or you got the phone number for the Zoom, right? Or you have the signature of the place that you're dialing into. Well, everything has a signature. Everything from a vitamin to the signature of my cards to the signature of an essential oil, a homeopathic, everything has a signature or a frequency in the field. On top of that, your voice, think about it like this. What I wrote was, why do lie detectors work? Lie detectors work because it works with the frequency of your voice. You cannot trick a lie detector, right? It's working with the frequency to know if you're telling the truth or a lie. So on top of us having frequencies that we are a signature, that our frequency is a certain thing, and if I know a certain information about you, I can tap into your frequency. I can also tap into the healing or the imbalances or the things that are going on in your body from your actual voice. How many of you know this? Like, think about it. When you're really, really sick, do you sound different? Do things start happening in your voice? Can you know that? Or when you're healed, I know for myself, as my healed my trauma over the years, my ability to sing got better and better. My voice opened up. I was able to have hit notes. I sounded more angelic. Right. And so these different types of things are part of the technology. Now, I use, obviously, in my old academy, the Intuitive Intelligence Academy, in Alyssa's Divine Light Healers Academy, we talk about quantum healing or remote healing or healing people through a distance from one person to another. And that is one way to do this. So this product that we're doing is a way for you to enhance what you're already doing in your lives, enhance the vitamins or pills that you're taking, or enhance the essential oils or whatever. It's an enhancement to the things that are already happening in your life, so that the frequencies become stronger, so that you become more solidified, so that it can heal things in your body. I had a client who bought this product, who got the AO scanner and used it on her dog. Her dog was really, really sick. And it was 18 years old and had been in bed, and she'd have to carry it outside to let it go potty and have to take it back in. 2 weeks of using this device, and the dog was up and running around like it was a teenager again. It was pretty fantastic. So, there's ways that we can use frequency to heal ourselves. Every single signature, so every dis-ease in your body has a signature to it. Every wellness, every part of you, it has a signature. And when we talk about, when I teach quantum healing, we talk about the distortions or the diseases are distortions in your field. They are a distortion in your energy field, either around you or in your system, that have come from this place of judgment or lack, or some sort of experience that has created this distortion in your field. Because most of us are not born with the things that show up in our lives much later, right? 99% of all diseases are epigenetic and not genetic, meaning that our environment is creating them, instead of it being something that our genes are creating. What you thought to believe was where all these genetic diseases, and we were going to find all the cures to it by doing the Human Genome Project, turned out to be a big farce. And as someone who's studied genetics, I know this to be true for myself. And so when we realize epigenetic, our environment, all of these things around us are being created by frequencies, by sound, by the things around us, then you can notice that this is the way that we can work on healing ourselves also. So I hope that's just a little intro into what we're going to talk about today, and how this can be something, if you're an energy healer and you work with clients, or even if you're not, into something that this is a way to add this into your life for powerful, and a powerful addition to what you're doing. So let's start there.
Let's start there. Very cool. So, yeah, so you guys, you might be learning or rehearing and learning that your frequency is just like a cell phone that we can, with this device, is it okay if I share my screen?
Oh yeah, 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 of
Okay,
course.
great. I'll share my screen in just a minute. But this device or software that I'm going to show you is actually, this software actually started out as you could only buy it if you were a physician. And it was multiple thousands of dollars. I'm talking upwards of 30 and $40,000. And then COVID came along and nobody could get into the office. And this company called Solex decided we have to mobilize this. We have to find a way to get people to be able to have this without going into their physician's office because they weren't able to because it was COVID. So they first mobilized it and they created a device. Um, and that was how it got started, and everybody got the device. Well, now what's really cool is they've advanced the technology even further. And now you can just install an app on your own phone, or you can use it on your computer. So there's no, huge equipment to buy or anything like that. So what this is, like Melissa said, it is a frequency app that basically links you and tracks to your frequency once you put your frequency in it, and then you can send frequencies to yourself. So I am going to go ahead and share my screen now, and let me open this app. And so here I am in the app that you can have on your computer, but you could also do this on your phone. And I'll just kind of give you a quick run through of it. But first I have on my phone running a scan that I already did. I'll show it to you here. So when Melissa was talking, I took a picture of the group's energy, and then I put that information into this quantum computer, the quantum app frequency. And then what I can go and do is I can go to the Cephi. The Cephi is my favorite program in all of this program. Cephi stands for Subtle Energy Frequency Imprinter. So it is sending out subtle energy frequencies. And you guys, I'm sure if you are geeks, you will geek out on this with me. So here I'm going to pick a target, and I'm going to send, by the way, you can put your bedroom, you can do your living room, you could do a group. I put my Divine Light Energy Healers group in here. I always run them frequencies every week. But for you guys, I made your little healing group for Melissa's group. And then I am going to do a custom playlist for you guys. And we could create a new playlist. And I'll show you how to do that. But for right now, do you guys have a request? Would you like abundance? Would you like peace? Would you like healing? Do you have a favorite that you might like to have that you would pop me in the chat and tell me? Maybe we could take a vote. Abundance, peace, or healing? Let's see what the chat says. Da, 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 da. Healing and peace. Abundance, either of. Okay, healing, abundance. Okay, it looks like it's a toss up. Okay, well, let's start with healing and then we'll go back. We'll run another abundance for you guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create just a really quick healing playlist. And I'm going to go here and just create it. I'm going to put in here one of my favorites. I'm going to do health and health, strength, recovery, immune support. I always love when I'm building like frequencies. So all of these are frequencies that it's going to send your way. I always love to add in love, forgiveness, and gratitude because I feel like that's a secret elixir to everything. You guys are onto it. You know that already. For healing, I'm going to do pain-free healing and stamina. And notice how I really want to keep the frequencies targeted. For the most part with frequencies, you really do want to try to target them. So it's easier for your body to take in. So instead of doing like abundance and peace and healing and all this stuff in one, frequencies, I find I like to keep them a little more targeted most times. I do break my own rule, of course, to that. So that's my starter. And then if you were doing this for yourself, we would go to this quantum frequency where literally it goes into specifics. Can you guys see this okay? Like everything from alcoholism to allergies to alopecia, you're going to kind of go through and target for you what are the things that you need to heal in your body. And this is where it really gets crazy. My personal story is why I bought this is because I have been super healthy ever since my near-death experience. I got so healthy and I thought I will never be sick again. And then COVID hit and I got COVID and I lost my smell and taste. And my girlfriend called me up, who's a teacher in my academy. And she's like, woman, we cannot have you down for even one day. We need you back up and running. And she's like, I'm going to put you on this frequency device and let me know how you're feeling in 24 hours. Well, wouldn't you know it, within 24 hours, I had almost 75% of my taste and smell back, and I felt a lot better. So she's like, okay, I'm going to keep you on this thing. And then within the next day, I got it all back. And I was like, okay, I don't care what this is. I don't care how much it is, I'm getting it. Because I just saw for me like how fast it was. So I started using this all through COVID for my friends and family and clients who were getting COVID and watching them bust through nasty symptoms really fast. So you guys can see, like, look at all the breast tumors, shortness of breath, breathing, bronchitis, there's, the list goes on, and they're always adding new frequencies. You kind of have to keep your eye out on this. So I'm not going to go through this now all the way, but you can tell, I mean, literally the list goes on and on and on and on. So I'm going to pop down all the way to the bottom of this list because I don't want to soak up all of our time here. And by the way, there will be a recording of this. But I'm going to go down to, I'm still not there. I'm going to go down to quantum affirmations and just put in a few affirmations for healthy. In here, I like immune support, and I also like energy boost. Now, notice, ladies and men, female enhancement, male enhancement. We're not going to do that now, but if you're struggling with your hormones or like you feel like you're aging a little too rapidly, that was me. I started my female enhancement program, and I literally noticed a change in my body. And I won't go into all the details here, but I did. Okay, so I think we're good to go. I'm just going to build us a quick list. So I'm going to come back all the way up to the top, and I'm going to hit save. So now once you make a playlist, it's saved. So you can see all my different playlists that I have in here, but I'm going to do our healing playlists, and I'm just going to turn it on continuous broadcast. Okay. For our sake right now, I'm going to do it on my phone because we'll hear it in the background here, but here's what it sounds like. So can you hear that? Can you guys hear that? The different frequencies a little bit? Yeah, Patty's got it. Okay. And then it bounces through the different frequencies. So what happens is your body feels that. And even if you have it turned on silent, those frequencies are being sent to you. Okay. Now, so you can do this for yourself anytime. I'm going to turn this on my phone. Let me go back now that I have that running, and I will just talk you through this. So one of my favorite things to do, besides the Cephi, is the inner voice scan. I do the inner voice scan every day. I have my clients will say, can you do this for me? The ones that don't have it yet. And then they quickly are like, okay, I need to buy this. But the inner voice scan is this little piece of software. And what we do is we're going to record and scan your voice. And I'll just demonstrate for you here how it works. And then I'll choose one person who maybe wants to do this too as our guinea pig. So if you had this software, you could do this on your phone, anywhere, anytime, or on your computer. So here's what you do. You speak into it for about 20 seconds and you say your full name, and then you say what you're struggling with. And it's going to read the frequency and tone of your voice and read your chakras. And then it's going to show you where your chakras are at, give you some helpful tips, and customize frequencies for you to listen to that will balance all your system out. So I think this is best, Melissa, if we just show.
Yeah, I was just, you say that you tell it what you're struggling with. I've never done that. I didn't even know that. I just talk for 10 seconds after I say I am and my name, right? And then I just keep talking. So
Okay.
you think it's better to even say like what you're struggling with? Oh, really? Fast. Okay.
I think so. So here we go. Right, because everything, it's our consciousness mirror, right? Everything's our intention and what we're putting out there. So here we go. Okay, guys, I'm going to do this right now. So it's going to tell me to speak in 3, 2, 1. Hi, I am Alyssa Rushton, and I could use some extra help with peace and harmony. I'm here at my mom's house, and we're working with my stepdad, and I could use a little extra support. And so now it's going to scan my body, and you can even keep talking, right? It's been a pretty stressful time, and I could use a little bit of immune support. I feel like my immune system's a little run down, and my adrenals are a little run down. So if you could help support me with that, that would be amazing. So it's scanning my whole body. I can talk through it throughout this whole time. You can hear it. It's scanning me. And how this works, have you ever seen how a sonar works? How sonar sends out a frequency, bounces it off the ocean and the ocean floor, and then what's returned to the screen is the imaging and what's underneath the ocean, right? That's how sonar works. So very similar technology. It's sending out a frequency, it's bouncing it up into your body. It's sending and receiving the frequency from your body and kind of feeling like, okay, where are things off? Where are things out of alignment? So here's what's really cool. By the way, if you guys have questions along the way, pop them in the chat and I will be sure to answer them. And Melissa, maybe you'll help me stay on top of the questions. So here's what's really cool. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to go to reports and I'll pop back to this screen. So now, just out of curiosity, maybe pop it in the chat, guys. How many of you are practitioners yourself? Like you have a healing practice or you have clients that you help themselves to heal? Just pop a yes or no in the chat. It'd be helpful for me to know. And so what's cool about this, if you have clients that you work with, is you can literally scan them and send them. In fact, I'll do it now so I can pull it up. You can send them this whole entire report and it'll ask them to verify their email address and you'll say include reports and include supportive audio files. So your client will get these supportive audio files that help them to balance the frequencies in their body that are out of balance. And this is so cool. This is something you can upcharge for in your practice. I help my clients do that all the time, help them kind of add this into their practice as upcharges or maybe like a VIP package. So I'm going to send this to myself. Let's see how Alyssa's chakras did, okay? So you guys are going to see my chakras in just one second. So here's my chakras, my root chakra here, my solar plexus in this range. I'm sorry, my sacral here, my solar plexus. It's measuring multiple parts of you because you are a rainbow and you are a frequency of notes. So you can see it's measuring your notes here as well, that your harmonics in your body. My heart chakra seems to be doing all right, but it's a little overbalanced, right? It's a little too off the chart. And then as we come into my crown seems to be a little under. So then it's going to give me a little report here. And it's going to explain a little bit how this works. And it's going to say, hang on. So, angry versus accepting of change is one of the issues that could be going on for me, and the note, the frequency that I need some help with. And by the way, if you come up here, F is the heart. So, so how I tend to balance all that stuff is boost my heart chakras, and my heart chakras over here blasting out because I'm here with my elderly mom, and we're going through a lot with my stepdad. We've got lawyers meetings and all that. It's a lot. I won't get into it, but it's telling me like I'm a little out of balance here, and I might have a little anger, right? I might have a little acceptance of change issues. So it's going to tell me things that I can do to help myself. I can help myself with the color red. Some emotions that I might be dealing with. I'd say nervous exhaustion is something that's going on for me right now. It's going to tell me some things I can do to boost myself. And it also is going to tell me some physical potential causes. Could be that I'm dealing with mold or parasites, but it could also be like a very emotional, thing as well. So again, all of this stuff can be helpful data for clients and yourself. So I run this report every single day. I do this for myself every single day. I won't go through the whole thing, but for each place that was out of balanced, it's going to show you unacknowledged versus self-validated. Oh, this is huge for you guys. This one's huge for me right now because I'm doing a lot right now that I might be unacknowledging for. So, again, just really great tools. It's going to tell you the colors to support yourself with, some things that you can do. And I always tell my clients when they get this report to just do a little journaling on what comes up for them as they're reading these things that are out of balance. It's also going to show you places in the area in the body that are likely impacted as well. So a very cool report to get, but here's what's really cool. Let me go back. So now I can play the tones, and I'm just you can turn on 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or continuous. And I'll just go for 5 minutes. And so it's going to play these musical bits for C, F, D, and F that are going to help me balance out myself, right? It's going to help me balance out my chakras. They're really pretty to listen to. And if I don't, you can hear this. Maybe you can hear the frequency in the background. I can turn the frequency down so it's more subtle, so I don't have to listen to that much frequency. And however I have this set, when I hit send and attach the audio files, that's how it sends to the client, or that's how it sends to you. So it's nice. You can do it anytime. Once you get that email, in fact, let me bounce. Oh, I don't think I have my screen shared that way. But once you get that email, you can listen to those frequencies anytime, any place. You can even download them to your phone. So let me pause this and I'm going to take a minute and pause for questions. So what questions do you guys have so far about this lovely inner voice tool? For me, it's one of the most yummy, lovely things to just do every day. And it sort of balances you, optimizes your chakras. And what's cool is that you can go back and get that instantaneous feedback. So once you listen, I usually recommend at least a 10-minute cycle. You can go back and run your chakras again, and you'll see them really kind of balance out. They might come down a little bit, but they'll really start to come more into alignment. Melissa, do we have any questions that we need to answer? Do you recommend the Tesla frequency? So I'm not sure what the Tesla frequency is, but this is a Tesla type frequency. It's based on the Rife technology. And so it's basically a version of that. This is very similar as well to Healy. How many of you guys have heard about the Healy? By the way, I have a Healy. Melissa has a
So do
Healy.
I.
She knows that because I was like, I geeked out on the Healy and I love it, except for I love this so much more.
So much more, so much more. I have
Right?
both. I'll tell you, I use this every day and I use my Healy every once in a while now.
Hmm.
Yeah. And the other thing about the Tesla frequency, so in this experience here, because I have mine right here that in front of me, I have it on my iPad. That there's different, you can use the Tesla 369, you can use the 111. It's just a difference in like how the frequency is sent, right? So these come up as the recommended for you whenever, but you can change those things and you can play around with them and see what you feel like or what it feels like or notices for you. Like the AO constant is a constant. The 111 is each of the it's like is more of a beat like this. And you can tell also like with the triangle, like if you go over there's a triangle, there's different, like when we think of geometry, right? Like, so sacred geometry is all part of this experience. So this is playing in the idea too that we have sacred geometry in our body. So you can move these things around and play with them. It's like this one is on Piano Bliss, but my favorite is actually called something trance. And it's so it's the pulse underneath it is your specific pulse for you. But then that frequency of the sound on top of it, you can switch. You can do a supercharger. You can do a trance thing. And I, for some reason, I really love the trance one, and it literally sits me into like a trance. So I don't know if that helps with the question about the Tesla frequency. But
Yeah.
you can play with them and see which ones feel best for you.
I thought they were talking about Pat. I thought you were talking about a specific Tesla device because there are specific Tesla devices. So yes, totally to Melissa's point, you want to tune in, and this is a great place to use your intuition. You know, what is my intuition telling me that is best for me today? Because your body's always changing, and if you just look here today, my body would say 1111 for sure, right? And so you can just use your intuition. But this is one of those amazing things that people just tell me they love to do again and again. Now, I am going to do the vital scan on somebody. Now, the vital scan is a much more complete scan, so it takes a while. And the vital scan literally is going to scan every single thing in your body, and then it's going to optimize your frequencies. So this vital scan, I should give you some history on it. So they were back in the day when we were sending astronauts into space, astronauts would struggle with certain things out there, as you well know. And, you know, while there's always a doctor in the mix of the people that are going out there, not everything can be fixed in space if you're struggling. And so these frequencies have been used for a very long time to help remote heal astronauts, cosmonauts, people out in space. So these are the same frequencies that they would use to send remote frequency healing to help an astronaut deal with something that was, you know, possibly even mission critical in their body while they were out in space when they couldn't just zap themselves back home and get the care they needed. So this again works in frequency, it works in quantum time. So if you think about quantum time and there is no distance, it's going directly to you in the now moment. So it's a really fascinating technology, one in which I think it takes a lot to grasp the nature of how quantum mechanics works. But I think we can kind of all get the point that when we hit the button, it starts scanning us instantaneously. And then when it's optimizing our frequencies, it's going through our body and trying to move the needle in positive ways to bring our bodies back into homeostasis, basically. So because I'm already in here, and I'm going to do this for somebody at the end as we're kind of wrapping up, I'm going to scan myself, and it's just going to scan me. It's going to go through, scan my body for every little thing, food sensitivities, chemical sensitivities, the chakras. You can kind of see it happening here. Meridians, gastrointestinal functions, all different parts of my bodies. And then it's going to give me a really huge report. And the more you do this, the more the system knows your body and understands your body. So if you end up getting getting this application and this frequency technology, this is one of the ones that you would want to run on yourself every day, at least for the first week, so the system really starts to understand who you are and what's going on in your body. And what's so cool is once you do this on a regular basis, you'll just notice, like Melissa said with the dog story, you'll just feel different. Your whole body will feel different. So it's kind of an amazing thing. Now, this one does take a little time. I think it takes almost 10 minutes. If you haven't been doing it, like if this is something that you haven't been doing, it'll take a while. And if you're in the practice of doing it, it'll be a little shorter because it has less to go through. So then now that it's done scanning me, I'm gonna hit optimize frequencies. And it's literally, you can hear that? Can you guys hear that sound? Yeah, it's gonna literally send my body all these frequencies that I'm gonna need to optimize myself and to balance myself. And this also takes a little bit of time. I do this a lot, so it might go a little faster, but if you were just getting started, you might need to give it a little extra time. So I'm gonna let this run. Melissa, do you do this one a lot on yourself? Do you do vitals?
Yep. Yeah, I do. I do on myself and my partner and my.
Hold on, I'm gonna stop it because I can't hear you.
Oh,
So
yeah,
loud, I
yeah.
can't hear you.
Yeah, no, I run the comprehensive. I run the vitals. I do the comprehensive at least once a week. I do the vitals and the body scans on myself and my partner, and I have my kid in here, and almost every day I do the inner voice. And I'll tell you, I got to tell you guys a story about when I first got this, because I'll tell you with the Cephi, the subtle energy frequency thing, how it really, really works. So I didn't know. I'm like, so my partner has like a candida thing going on and had a couple of things when I first moved in with him. So I was like, let's just do all the detoxes, right? And so I went and I scanned him all night with like these frequencies for detox. He was so fucking sick. Like like the next day, and he was like sick, and he's like, I don't know what's going on with me. And I'm like texting Alyssa, and I'm like, yeah, I've been having so much fun. I've been doing all this, and like I did, and before I told her what was going on with Brad, she said, only run the detoxes for a couple of minutes, and I was like, uh-oh. And then I was like, oh, that's why he's sick. He's sick because I detoxed him way too fast, and he like got so.
I call this over frequency. You can over frequency.
You can over frequency when it's certain things like that. Now, instead, what I do is I run the abundance programs all night long on us, like when we're sleeping, and you'll notice, like when I know, like cool things will happen in the world of like abundance and things showing up from having those frequencies running in your, in the system and in the house. I also have our house set up as an object on there so that it's running frequencies to the house. Some really fun things like that. And one of my things, Alyssa, are you going to talk about the supplements and the quick scan? Because that's one of my favorite.
Well, would you talk about that a little bit? I'd love for you to.
Yeah, absolutely. So so in the quick scan, when you go into this, it breaks it down, and it has morning, midday, evening, custom, your pet, right? So inside of these, you can go in, and what I have done, so I take all of these, like, I have NAD plus and all of these like supplements and things that for biohacking and whatever that, that in the end, like I think all of our substances and stuff like that, you can run anywhere from like $300 to $400 a month between Brad and I of like what we're like trying to, add into our systems. Because if I live somewhere outside of the US, what I've noticed to be true, when I get nutrients into my system from somewhere else, the soil is richer. You're getting really good things. I feel better. I'll eat the same things in the US that I eat other places, and it's just things are not the same in my body. And so when I'm in the US, I do take a lot of these supplements to make sure that my body's getting in there. Well, the beauty of this is you can scan the supplements. It's a frequency again, right? Anything is a frequency. You can take the pill or the whatever, put it on, scan it into this thing here where she shows the supplements and the therapies, and then you add it into where you would take it, your morning, your midday, your evening, wherever that is. And then when you go in and do a general scan, which I do 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and evening, it's scanning those frequencies that out of the supplements that I've added into my body, so that I am getting, and now they said when they've done the scientific test on that in the beginning, they recommend you doing both the scans and the physical one with it. So it's getting the information, it's getting it in there, but they've done tests and studies to show that the frequencies of that are actually in your system and are changing for you. And the other beauty of it is you don't need every single one of those pills every day. We're just told to take them because we don't know what our body really needs that day or not. So maybe some days I do need extra vitamin D, but I just was in Chile for 2 weeks out in the sun every freaking day. I don't need extra vitamin D. So it was funny, the whole time I was in Chile, never once did vitamin D get scanned into my body, but I came back here to the land of no sun, and like 4 days in, my body's getting A, D, E, and K again, and it's scanning it into my system. So it's fascinating to see what those things are. And I take like really weird things for like my pineal gland, like haritaki and different things like that I all scanned it in so that I don't, my shilajit or whatever. So I have all these other fun, really cool things too that I've also added into that. So even what it's doing is it's giving me the frequencies that I need. I'm saving money on my supplements. Now, I'm not saying like completely throw out all your supplements and never use them. I do a combination, but I take them half as much as I did before. And sometimes I will run out of a supplement and I will buy it again for a month and I don't feel any different. It's not like I feel like I'm missing something or things like that. And then, and I know that I'm getting these frequencies in my system and it makes a huge difference. And then sometimes like the therapies, like it has in there things like acupuncture and acupuncture is one of them. It's in there, or chiropractic or something else in that. And I'll tell you, there have been days where I've had neck problems or things like that, and I'll scan it and it'll be like, oh, we're scanning acupuncture into you, or we're scanning some muscle stuff. So there's all sorts of really cool things that you can do. And also, of course, the detoxes, which you got to be careful with because that's what I did too much of. But I really love, that's one of, besides the Cephine, one of my favorite things is I do the scan every day, and add in the thing, so that my body's getting those extra supplements and those things into my system. Saving some time, and especially because when I travel, like was just gone for almost 3 weeks. I leave again on Sunday. I'll be gone a month again. Who wants to take 5,000, solid pills across the world with them to somewhere? I'd rather just scan them into my system for a month and know that I may not be getting 100% of everything because but as I do it more and more, my body's getting more and more of that, and the frequencies are getting more set. And a month, I don't feel different after, a month of being away and scanning the frequencies than I would if I was at home taking them. But it's a mental thing too. You have to, remembering being like, is it really working? It is really working. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I love that, Melissa. That's amazing. Yeah, so you can do so much with this scanner. It's almost a little overwhelming when you get it. It's like, oh my gosh. But to Melissa's point, you can really over frequency yourself. It's like you can over sunshine yourself, and you can over water yourself. And people always ask me this question, well, how do I know when I've had too much? And my answer is always going to be the same. How do you know when you've had too much water? Because you feel full of water. You're like, literally, I can't take another drink. So you kind of want to be thinking about how are you feeling with the frequencies. If you get this and you have clients that you're doing this for, I'd also say put that device, don't be doing it to yourself in the same room with the clients all day long. You'll feel it and it'll be a little too intense. You'll start to feel that buzzy feeling where your teeth are vibrating. Right?
Yeah, and I have doctors that have picked this up, and like I've seen, chiropractors that are using it. Like there's a lot of really beautiful benefit, and they've come up. What I love about this company, which as I've started to research more, is they're coming up with other products. Like I am a big time biohacker. Like I do the cold plunge, I do the infrared sauna, I do like the PEMF mat and all of that. And so I'm just super excited because I just bought the PEMF mat, and it has all of the chakra colors and frequencies in it, along with it's an infrared, and it is like the PEMF mat on steroids. I've never seen, and I've researched and done a lot of research on PEMF mats and used them, and I've never seen one that has such a all of the things that this one has in it. It's like they really did the research to really, it has frequencies in it too and things like that. So it's on back order because it's got so popular. So I haven't gotten it yet. So I can't wait to share that and see the results when I get that. But I think this company has just done a really amazing thing. And it's like one of those things, I belong to a lot of stuff. I use essential oils from a certain company. I use a lot of this. I have a lot of things that I really love that I do. But the reason I want to share this one with you guys is because I really am using it every freaking day. And I just think it's that fantastic. And it's something that I think everybody can benefit from. So,
Melissa, do you want to pop a link to your store in
yeah,
here?
I'm going to go ahead.
Because,
I'm popping it in here
yeah.
so that you guys can see it, and I'll explain. So the beauty of this thing is the devices were like $1,000 before, and like Alyssa said, before that they were like 30. I was just in Chile, and one of the doctors that I was talking to that was there, Dr. Robin, she says, we have this device. She said, we paid $30,000 for it. She's like, what do you mean? She's like, this looks like the same thing that we have. And I was like, yeah. So the devices were $1,000, but now with the app, it's literally $150 a month. And if you become a quantum advocate, right? Like, so if you're like me and I love the product and I share it with people, I get the $150 free from every month because enough of my clients are, have love the product and are using it, and so it doesn't cost me anything. And
Yeah,
so it's
because
not
there's a monthly subscription.
it's a
So
monthly subscription.
yeah,
Yeah,
$150 monthly
150 a month.
subscription.
And with that, with three people, if you have three people, so if you're somebody that you have clients and then you decide to use it on your clients, first off, I'm like Alyssa, I have private clients and they don't want to buy the product at first, I add it in as into my high-end packages, and I'll charge more than, like, because it's something that takes time, $150, $200, $300, $400 extra a month to add this into your package. So it's paying for itself that way if you're using private clients. But most of the time, once your clients, most of the time when your clients start using it, then they want to go ahead and get it themselves, and then that's even more cost beneficial for you. And it's also got some other cool stuff like color technology that goes with it. Like they have these really cool color glasses and things that you can get. I tell people in the beginning, like, you can go and start with a starter bundle and get the bone inducers and the color thing, but I didn't. I just got the app and then found it so cool that I added on other shit later. But I found it so cool that I did add it on other stuff later. So you might want to, consider that if you're interested in doing that. And if anybody, you can go through, you don't have to start with like, say where you're here on the front page and these are the starter bundles. And if you say you don't want to add a starter bundle, you don't know what all that is, and you just want to get the app, you just hit continue and skip it and go to the next one and add in the service. And of course, if anybody has any questions or wants me to walk them through the process, I'm happy to hop on with you guys in the next couple of days, today or the next couple of days before I leave for Bali. Once I hit Bali, I'll be out of commission for a couple of weeks until after the retreat. But it's a super simple process, and when you get just the app, you get it to download immediately, so you can start using it today. Like, you can start using it as soon as you want, right? Oh, that's the app, the mat that I just got. I'm so excited. Yeah.
Amazing. I also want to, so that was a good download. Thank you, Melissa. I also want to say, because I have the Healy and I have this, one of the biggest things for me is customer service. I really love talking to a human being who can help me. And so this company has awesome customer service. So when I ordered, I just called customer care and I ordered directly of customer care. And I was like, well, my friend Phoenix, told me to get this, and can you help me? And they did. And if you ever have anything or you need to know how to do something, rather than look it up, I just call customer service and I'm like, hey, walk me through this. And they are fabulous. They're in Utah. So it's American-based hours. For some people, I know we have some people in France and Norway here and other areas. But it's great to just be able to contact a human being and get the phone actually picked up. There's no, interactive voice recognition unit maze to go through. through. It's just super great customer service. Like Melissa said, they have, everything there is medical grade because they started this out for physicians and doctors and naturopaths, functional medicine doctors. So basically everything's medical grade. I do love their PEMF mat. It's so fabulous. And for those of you that don't know, PEMF, pulsated electromagnetic frequency, is what we get from the earth. And for so many of us, in the wintertime, we cannot get our feet on the earth. So this is a great way to get that frequency coming through you, grounding you, pulling out those positive ions and replacing it with negative ions. And what happens over 20 minutes with this mat, your inflammation decreases. I think it's something insane like 85%. So think about 20 minutes pulling out 85% of your inflammation. It's pretty profound. So there's lots of goodies, things that they do. I use this bright solution for my skin. It's hyaluronic acid. I really love it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. This illuminator, I'm such a like health and beauty geek. I will get this when it's out. And then I'm trying to think of what else I use. Oh, the gold. I love the gold. It's Ormus Gold, and it helps you boost your frequency. I'm just a huge fan of Ormus Gold. So this is
I didn't know that was Ormus Gold because I use Ormus Gold. I didn't realize, so
Yeah.
should get it from there.
Yeah, it's their version of it. So that's that. I think I want to take you guys back though and show you a couple more things before our time is up. Hang on here. Let me go back. What I love about this now is that you have the ability to do it on your computer. Your handset or your computer, I will tell you, you do need Wi-Fi. So you can't do this right now on a cell signal. It's too much data, basically, for the cellular system to handle in most cases because it's a lot of frequency coming through. It's just really data packed. So you need a strong Wi-Fi connection. But I want to take you back to the Cephi just for a second.
And while she's doing that, I'm going to real quick, I'm putting in my, for those of you that are out of the country, if you want to WhatsApp me, if you have some questions, there's my WhatsApp I just put in there. And you can send me a WhatsApp and we can chat or whatever if you're like that, or if it's easier, here is my, you guys, most of you should know my email, since it's a small group here. There's my email too. If you guys have questions or want to try me to run something on you today, if you want to try it out, or anything, or interested in buying it, but need it walking through the process, just shoot me over a message, either shoot me a message on WhatsApp or on a message, email, and I can help you out with that.
Awesome. So I went over to in the Cephi, the subtle energy frequency imprinter. Remember, it's called an imprinter because it's sending out frequencies to imprint. I went to the quantum flowers and I asked it to scan me and tell me what I most need. And it says fear of illness, being alone. It's giving me the mimulus, fear of dogs. So a lot of fear.
See, I didn't even know this. I just learned something new today.
So, and I actually have been struggling with like a lot of illness all around me. So I will be honest and say I've had some fear about it. It happens to the best of us. So it's telling me that this would be really good for me. And then here's what I can do. I like to do this on an iPad or on my phone. Let's say you have a charm or a crystal that you carry. Hold on, let's see. I'm gonna use this. I'm back. I'm going to use this little crystal. So you could Pat's got one. I love it. Pat, you're the man. Can I just say, I love it. So I'm going to take this little crystal and I'm going to place it on my phone, right where this little fractal amplifier is. And I'm going to first erase the frequency. I'm going to set this down. I'm going to erase the frequency, anything that's in my crystal. So I'm literally clearing out frequency, clear, 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 clear. And then I'm going to imprint it with this frequency. So I'm going to infuse it into this crystal. You could also do it if you have sugar pellets. So if you the little homeopathic pellets, by the way, that's how they make homeopathic pellets as they're imprinting frequencies into sugar pills. So you could make your own. And I'm just going to let it imprint. And then I can carry this around with me all day. Same thing if I want to infuse an object with abundance and carry it around with me. Or maybe my pendant, I just infuse it with whatever frequencies I want. And I can just listen to it as well. So you can do this for quantum flowers. Let me go back. By the way, how you get back to the main menu is you always hit the AO infinity button. Let me go back to Cephi again. And there's homeopathics. So with homeopathics, there's literally all of the homeopathics, all of the cell salts. Nosores is a similar thing to cell salts. And what I love to do, I have this little app on my phone for homeopathics. And so I'll look up based on emotion or thing I'm trying to work with, and I'll make little custom formulas. Okay, so I'll show you, here's a custom formula that I made for myself and my clients the other day, and it is called Soul Cycle. Where are you, Soul? Oh, it's in the S's. Of course, not in the C's. That tells you where I'm at mentally. Just FYI. So here's my, thank you, Pat. Here's my playlist. Now, sometimes when I'm trying to achieve a certain thing, I will break my own rules. So notice with Soul Cycle, I'm using abundance, peace, calm, tranquility, stamina, stress-free, grounding 1, supercharger 1, energetic clearing, energy boost, perfect health, inner peace, health, strength, recovery, gratitude, confidence, and self-esteem. And so all of these are like working on all parts of me, all parts of the soul. And I find this one super yummy. My clients just love it. Soul Cycle. And it's just fun. So again, you can create any sort of playlist. Here's one I was doing for the virus when people were getting, not the virus detox, virus when people are getting the COVID. Look at this, COVID mutations, virus detox. Uh-oh, we're streaming to YouTube. We might not, I shouldn't have said the V word.
Oh, well.
Flu, bronchitis. So you can build this really supportive tool for people. There's one post-viral, I was using this a lot. Smell, none. Taste, none. Right? For the people that lost their smell and taste. That's how I started. And I got all that smell and taste back within about 24-ish hours. So that's the
You
Cephi.
also talk a little bit about the Mind Sync, since that's the new one, but I know nothing about it.
Yeah, I was just gonna wrap up here. I was gonna go to MindSync. So the possibilities here are literally endless. Like Melissa said, the ones that in the Cephi, the things that are in the inner homeoenergetics that are detoxes, you want to be super careful with in terms of only do one at a time unless you really know what you're doing, and only use them for about a couple minutes at a time, because they're really potent and people will have a healing crisis, and we want to avoid that at all possible, right? We want to make it easy for them. But so many different things in here. You guys can just look and see all of the laundry list. And the reason why I say go really easy on these ones, for example, this sciatica support has 10 different frequencies built into it. So as you go through the SoulX University, so there's a bunch of courses that you can go through, you'll learn like what all the frequencies are in the lithium plus. There's so many different frequencies in there, like the Lyme detox. I think there's like 15 frequencies in Lyme detox, if I'm remembering correctly. So same thing with the metal. I think there's 13 frequencies in metal detox. So that's why we don't want to overdo it with these, because it's more than just one frequency in there. It's a lot smooshed in, and they're very powerful. If you're struggling with sleep, Sleep Easy is fabulous. Your sleep will change. Okay, let me complete with a Cephi. Again, subtle energy frequency imprinter. The possibilities are endless. You can imprint objects, you can imprint sugar pills for your own homeopathic blends, and you can create really supportive playlists for your clients, and you can send it to anything. You can send it to yourself, your bedroom, your whole house, groups, even dogs or cats. So now let me go to the mind sync. Now, Melissa, this is exciting. This is brand new. I will tell you, these guys are innovators. And sometimes when we're innovating, it's not as great as we would want it to be yet. So I'm going to preface the mind sync with it's not as great as we would want it to be yet, but I think it's still pretty great. So mind sync is where you record affirmations in your own voice, and it records it for you and keeps a recording, but only sent to your email right now. They're working on saving it here, just like all my playlists. When I create those subtle energy frequency imprinter playlists, they're saved for me. Well, right now, these don't save. But let me just show you how this works, because this is fun. So I'm gonna do prosperity affirmations. Let's do it. So I'm going to choose the affirmations that I want, and then I'm going to hit record, and I'm going to turn the music up and the voice down a little bit. So I want my subconscious mind to really hear my voice, but not hear my voice. And then here I go. I am worthy of empathy, compassion, and wealth. I deserve respect, love, and empathy. I welcome receiving unexpected opportunities. I'm open to unlimited possibilities. I'm open to new solutions and creativity. I release resistance towards attracting money. I achieve greatness. So now you saw there was 96 affirmations left to go, and you could decide how many affirmations you want to record. And then you could either play it back to yourself or email it to yourself. And emailing it to yourself is what I recommend, because you then will save a copy of the file that you can listen to at any time. So I'm going to hit email and hit send, and it's going to generate that MP3. And what's cool is you could also just play it here. I am worthy of empathy, compassion, and love. Can you hear that? I deserve respect, love, and empathy. I welcome receiving unexpected opportunities. Now, I could also change that music. I might change it to a meadow. And once I change it, and it does that processing I am worthy thing, of empathy, compassion. I would be able to send myself a new version. So I can send myself this next version, maybe with music I like a little bit better because I didn't take a chance to listen to it beforehand. And then I'll have another file in my inbox that will be an MP3 that I can download and I could just listen to on repeat. So this is a really fun tool. And you guys know with affirmations that when we listen to our own voice, it breaks through a lot of that subconscious resistance that we have. So I have actually been loving this tool for me, just personally. And
those MP3 files, what I love to do with them that makes it super easy. If you have an iPhone, you can pop it into iTunes, because you can create a playlist on iTunes and it can play it. So I play all my inner voice ones in a streaming thing on iTunes. If you don't have iTunes, there's an app called Audacity that you can upload your MP3 files into and create playlists in there. And it will also do the same thing. So like you can create something like this and put it in, and then I literally listen to it while I'm driving, while whatever, and it just goes, oh, just plays back to back over and over, or while I'm walking around in the morning, and like my inner voice stuff, like all the time while I'm doing my work or whatever, I have my earbuds in and I'm listening to that while I'm working, so I'm keeping my body in this place. So yes. Yeah.
And something, Melissa, we didn't really talk about, but I feel like we should. Let me see if I can find them here.
And Asura, I'm not sure how to say your name. I'll put the link in there for you again. I put the link in there once. I'll put the link in there for you guys again for the website.
So
Dun,
let's
dun, dun,
talk
dun.
about these bone conductors. Okay, so they don't fit in your ears and they are frequency transmitters into bone. Now, I do these separately. I wish I had them out of my bag, but they're in my bag, which is in the other room. But how I do these when I'm on calls and when I want to do, because I do a lot of abundance work, so I'm kind of always running those abundance frequencies. I take the bone conducting headset and put it on my leg. And I just attach it to my leg, and I'm running that frequency of abundance through me while I'm doing calls with clients. And so we're helping them to blast through their own frequency blocks, right? Because they're attuning, your clients are attuning to your frequency, right? You guys are attuning to our frequency at this juncture. So you're holding an even greater frequency. And I don't want to necessarily wear those on my head while I'm on a call with clients, but I just put them, you can't see it on Zoom, it's just right on my leg. And I'm vibrating with that frequency in and through my body. It just helps me feel more strong in that sense, because sometimes I do have clients that are holding a lot of lack in their field. And what that does for me personally is, if you've ever worked with somebody who's holding a lot of frequency in their field, it's sometimes, if you're a healer, it can try to knock you down a little bit. It can try to take you and balance you out so you guys aren't such a different frequency match, right? So whether you're working with health or money or relationships, you want to be able to hold your frequency really strongly. And some days, you don't get good sleep, or some days you're tired, and it's just a great way to keep your frequency like super rock solid. So I love, love, love this bone conductor. It's not a must, but it's one of the things that I just really love. Alyssa, let's take some questions. I'm seeing so much in the chat right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's your own voice. It's the voice of God. You are the voice of God. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Do we have any
Oh,
questions?
So Christina was asking if you had um any of the Cephis that you've done anything for like a retreat integration for after a retreat. I have a couple that I said that I thought might work for that. I said I could help her create one, but do you have anything in yours?
I
In
sure
your
do.
oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yes.
Fabulous.
Okay. So this is really cool. Christina, is that right, Christina? Did I get that?
Yeah.
Okay. So you could think about the specific things that you were teaching and
Barbara, yes.
training and embodying in your workshop. But one of the things that I do here, hold on, let me find my custom playlists. So just know the sky's the limit. But so one of my retreats is all centered around health and healing and youthfulness, like that radiant feminine abundance. So Fountain of Youth is one, and it's literally female enhancement, some of the basics, the heart chakra, mammary plus for the ladies, health, strength, recovery, prosperity, perfect health, and stress free. And I found this Fountain of Youth playlist works so beautifully. One of the mentors in my Divine Light Healing program, she's a teacher. She actually has a program where she uses this Fountain of Youth frequency in the program. So you can kind of think like, do you want it as a supportive tool for them afterwards? Do you want it to even play as you're listening to the retreat and pump that frequency in there? Like I said, literally the sky's the limit of how you want to incorporate this. What else do I love? The Sophia Ascension codes.
Yeah. Those were the two that I have that I was thinking would be really, really great.
Is this not coming
Beautiful
up?
ones.
Do it. My Sophia Ascension codes is not coming up. I'm not sure why that is. Or like the soul cycle. Where's the healer? The healer. This is kind of like people with, I use this for people with neuropathy and like nerve, issues in their structural situation. So you know, again, you can do these for anything: stress, sleeping back, sleep. You can see like there's specific people's names in here, right? So this is just for Sarah and her skin. This one's just for Renew, the cleaner. So check this out. So it's all of her things that we were cleaning her body of, including some, you can notice here some homeopathics. You'll notice I loaded her up on detoxes, but we did very short blasts of this. So it was very, you know, finely tuned. Again, with the detoxes, you only want to use those. I recommend going through the training before you really customize and tweak them, because you're really going to want to know what you're doing. And the Solex has a whole university, so you can learn all about these. You can learn all about how to use them effectively. I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, look, here's Fresh Start. Fresh Start's amazing. So Fresh Start's a lot of homeopathic, Serato, chestnut bud, gorse, to help to create the energies of the Fresh Start, to help to create the energy and clean out of the system any old gunky clunky energy. So Christina, does that answer your question? In essence, you can, sky's the limit, you know, really anything you can think of you could do with this program. Oh, look at here, Love Bubble, energetic clearing, energetic shield, inner peace, love, forgiveness, gratitude, a little female enhancement, because that loving, loving, loving. Now, if this was for a man, I was doing, most of my clients are women, but I would do male enhancements. You do want to be specific, but you can customize and you could even copy. So let's say we were doing a playlist for Pat here, who's on the phone, and we wanted to do this Love Bubble playlist. We could just simply hit copy and see this one's just for Pat, just for our awesome guys. Do we have any other awesome guys that are here today, Melissa? I can't see.
I think Patty, and I think we have a couple.
Okay. Well, for our awesome guys, so I just took out female enhancement, and then I would go into quantum frequency and put in, I'd go down to the M's, M, 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 M. Oh, it's a long way to M's. Where's my male enhancement? Oh, gosh. Hold on, I have to look for it. Sometimes they're in weird places.
I love using this. I use this whenever in all of my group programs, and run it on frequencies on everybody. I'll be using it at my retreat in Bali coming up. You know, so there's the sky's the limits for those of you that are also in the healing arts or the healing world, or in any type of thing where you have people that you're working with, the clients that you want to add this in.
There we go. I found it. And sometimes I'm looking in the wrong place, which was the case, because there's so much. You guys can see, like, there's so many categories, and so much in here. Quantum chakras.
If you order one, and then the courses are included with it, Barbara. It's just the cost is just the $150 a month for the
Melissa, let me stop you.
Oh, okay.
So there are some courses that are included, and there's
basic courses, yes,
that are advanced. So some of the ones I'm talking about are really advanced. Some of the ones I haven't even taken yet, like the dental programs, you really have to know your stuff. And so you have to take even more courses to know how to deal with that. There's some protocols. So the foundational courses are included, but there are other courses that you have to take in order to
use some of it. Yes. I've only taken the foundational. So, and I use this with my clients all the time, but I only use the stuff that I like, which is why I brought Alyssa on. She knows a little bit more about some of the things that I don't, but I mean, for basics, like the quick stand, the inner voice, the vitals, the body systems, the comprehensive, the Cephi, all of that I use every day with myself and my clients. And that was all just in the basic university, and it's just $150 a month. So that's the key to that. But yeah, there are deeper courses that you can take to learn a lot more, that, you know, depending on if you're somebody that's in a practice, or like some of our doctors that are picking it up and using it, of course, they're taking, because they're using it for much deeper things than what I'm using it for, right? So they'll go in deeper. Who's on here? Jen you're going to be using it with clients for, for with autistic and things like that, you might want to go in and take a deeper dive into some of the courses and things like that for sure. Jen just got that, is on here, and she just got it last week when I was with her in Chile. So, and then Christina's asking,
Oh,
how is
hold
the
on. Before we
usabilities of
move,
the,
before we do Christina's, can we just
yeah.
button up Barbara's? Do you mind?
Oh, sure, of course. Yeah. Go ahead.
But Barbara and anybody else, yes, you can get started super cheaply. You don't have to take the advanced courses. You could literally just pay your $150 a month for the use of this and then get going. And it's pretty, I mean, I think it's pretty intuitive, but also Melissa or I would be happy to spend an hour or so getting you acquainted. I usually like to help you make some of my favorite playlists and we can customize them for you. So we'll go through and maybe you want to do Fountain of Youth. Maybe you want to do the female enhancement. Maybe you want to do the Sophia codes, the Ascension codes. Maybe something more Ascension based. So whatever it is, Melissa or I will get on with you and we will help you set it up. I'm always happy to do that. And then I'm going to answer Christina's question about rights to
Thank you.
use the frequencies. So it's a great question, Christina, about the ability to use these frequencies, how you're saying to do it in the sense of client sessions and retreats. You're totally fine. Even if you were to create like a custom product. So for those of you who are making digital products, let's say you wanted to infuse one of your digital products with Sophia Ascension Code frequencies. You would create that frequency, you would play it, and you would record it through your computer. And then I would recommend you pick a royalty-free music track to overlay on top of it so that and I do this for my clients and the clients in the academy. We actually used a similar technology so that we're embedding sacred geometry, affirmations, and frequency into the track. And then we overlaid music on top of it as well as binaural beats. So we're literally working on all aspects of the being. So it's targeting them on all levels. So you could totally do that here. There's no licensing issues at all. Where you would run into a licensing issue is if you weren't to overlay the tracks with something and you were just to almost like resell it, which would be difficult, but I guess people could do it, right? You could sell the frequency of abundance and utilizing the frequencies and just have it be the sound and their music. That I wouldn't resell that. That would be an overstep in terms of licensing. But with clients, you're totally fine. With your retreats, you're totally fine as long as you're not packaging it up and reselling it verbatim to the outer world. That's the only boundary restriction you have. And even you could do that if you overlay different musical frequency and shifted it a little bit. So does that make sense? I'm hopeful. Okay, great. Yeah, great questions. What other questions do we have before we wrap up? I wonder. Just gonna take you now. Once again, with the AO scan, you can do so many different scans. I can literally scan people's cells and mitochondria. I can scan their chromosomes. This is like a 30-page report. It can be so much that I recommend that if you get this, you start with the inner voice, the vitals, and you start playing around with the Cephi, and that's enough for most people to just totally blow their mind. But also, you'll notice that your body starts to change in really positive ways. You'll notice that if you're running those abundance frequencies, I have a coach that I work with in one of my programs, and she's like, "Can you run the abundance frequencies for me?" And as soon as we kick them on, she'll ping me in Instagram. She'll be like, "Oh my God, I just got sales coming through." So it's really fast acting how fast this stuff happens because it's frequency. So, Melissa and I are geeks about it. We love it so, so much. And we're here for you if you want to add this to your practice or to your life. Yay. Okay. And I do want to pick, Melissa, because we said we would. I want to pick one person to do a scan with. And I think Pat, aka Patty, was so excited he had his hand up first. So Pat, I'm definitely gonna do this for you. And so would you direct message me? I need your height, your weight, and your birthday. And then I'm going to take a screenshot of your picture and I'm going to run a scan for you. So basically all your intimate details. Your height, your weight, and your birthday. And then I'll take a screenshot of you. And then your email as well, my dear. Your email I will also need. Is there anybody else that would just be like, oh my gosh, I would love for Alyssa to scan me? Oh, Melissa, you're on mute, sweetie.
I was just saying there's a couple more questions here. So
Okay, great.
let's see, Barbara's, if we wanted to order one, how do we go about that? And it's 150 a month payment? No, right, Barbara. So it is a membership. It is 150 a month. There is no device. You put it on your, like I have it on my iPad and I have it on my computer. You can put it on your tablet. You can put it on your phone. I recommend a dedicated device if you have it though. Like with Alicia, she was showing it to you. She was running it on her computer. I literally have it here. If you can see, oh, I'm not up on the front screen, but I have it on my iPad, right? So this is how I run it. So it is it's like an app, like it's not an actual device. It is, you will get a login, you will log into the website, and then it has the ability to create a home screen, which looks like the box for an app, so that you can access it. Here, like right there, it says AO scan, and that's my little guy. But that is it's not actually an app that you would go download in an app store. It is a website that that the frequencies are all being brought into, but you can create the home screen for it so that you can use it like an app. Oh, so yeah. It's this, so Christina, we both have both Alyssa and I have Heelys, and the technology of the Heely, as in that it is a quantum frequency, is similar in that, but this device is way different. Very different, and a lot more things. And I'm happy, Christina, if you want to chat more or something, I can jump on the phone with you and share anything about my experience with both the devices. I've had the Healy for several years, and I've had this device now for, I don't know, maybe almost a year, but I use this one every day, and I use the Healy maybe every couple months or so.
Melissa, I don't know your experience, but because I have both as well. I was I'm an early adopter with technology, and I was like right out of the gates. It was COVID, this very start of COVID back in 2020, and I was like,
2022, right after.
This is what I need right now. And then when I got this, the predominant thing that I felt was two big differences. One, I felt the strength of frequency. The Healy, I never experienced over frequencying myself. I always kind of wondered, like, I think this is working. I'm pretty sure this is working. Where this, I don't ever feel that. I feel like, oh yeah, this is working. So that was the first thing. The second thing is the ease of use and the flexibility to send clients frequencies and myself frequencies that I can listen to offline when there isn't Wi-Fi, when there isn't, that strong signal, because I live in Hawaii and sometimes that's not always possible, the strong Wi-Fi. So I really love the ability to send people customized frequencies via email, and the reporting, my clients just love it, and I just geek out on that stuff. Okay, Perfect.
Barbara, yes, it is a monthly payment, and you can drop out of it, like say you use it for 3 months and then you decide not to use it anymore. Yes, you could totally do that. Yes, you would obviously be able to keep anything that you have emailed to yourself. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. And Patty, aka Patty, did you see my message about how to get me your stuff? You can just email me. Did you get that?
Sorry, I missed that.
Did you get my did you see my email? You can just email me there your personal details so that everybody on the call doesn't get them.
Um, I'm pretty new to computers, so is there an easier way to do it? Because if I tried to send you an email, I'd lose you
Oh, okay.
as you are at the moment.
Do you see where your chat is? And if you see where my name is, you or where it says everyone in meeting, you can click on that little blue box.
Yeah, done.
Okay,
I got you.
you got me. And then just choose my name.
Yep.
And now
Perfect.
it'll go directly to
Ah,
her.
You're
Yeah.
amazing. All right. Perfect. Good
so you
work.
want to what do you want? Date of birth?
I'll send you a little direct message and you can just send me these details.
You're a
Okay.
legend. Thank you.
Thank you. Beautiful. All right. Let me do that. Melissa, what else? What other questions do you guys have?
I think we did it. So I think we did fabulous. I explained a lot. I mean, as much as we can on the technology at this point. But again, if either I'm happy to, if somebody has more questions or wants me to run something on them. I'm here in the States a couple more days. We can jump on and I could do that, and you can try it out. And then if anybody does purchase and wants help once they set it up, I will be available again after March 9th. And if you want to, something before that, I'm sure if Alyssa has some time, she can jump on and share a couple of things with you. But I will be flying out of the country on Sunday and going to be upside down and all sorts of stuff getting ready for my retreat. So, but we want to definitely support you. I want to help you in any way that, we can, if this is, something that you want to use. I love it. And I use it every day. I take it on the plane with me. Yeah.
Okay, I want to play a fun little game for you guys before we go, okay?
Yay.
So I'm about to run some frequencies, and what I'd love for you to do is close your eyes. Okay, and I just want you to see, I'm going to look at your faces, those of you who I can see, and I just want you to nod your head yes when you can start to feel this frequency. So I'm going to go off camera so you can't cheat here. Okay, so close your eyes and tune into your body. And I just want you to nod your head when you start to feel these. All right, you guys are getting it strong now. Okay, good. So some of you felt it right away. And then some of you, it took a minute, and just kind of feel into your bodies. Notice if it gets stronger. And I want you to really notice, like, where are you feeling that in your body? Where are you feeling it? Is there a place in your body where you feel like, oh, I can really feel that? Ladies, I'm loving it. Right in the heart, the third eye blaster. Okay, good. A lot of you feeling it in the chest. By the way, right now it's playing abundance, wealth, and success. Feel that frequency in your body. Now, I want you to tune in and tell me if you notice a change and where that change starts to go into your body. If you're on camera, you can just kind of point to the place in your body where you notice a change. Yeah, okay, you guys are all pointing to your third eye and your top crown. That one was gratitude. interestingly enough. Good. So really feel this in your body. Notice that even though I'm playing it here in Arizona, you can feel it wherever you are in the world. It's coming to you instantaneously. Now notice where you feel this one in your body. I just want you to tune in. Maybe even feeling more gentle. It's the inner peace. Peace, calm, and tranquility. Good, 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 good. Okay, beautiful. Thank you for playing with me. So, yeah, so just noticing how you're feeling the subtle frequencies. If it's okay with you guys, I'm running my favorite abundance playlist targeting this group. I'm just going to leave this on for the next couple of hours. Is that cool with everybody? And then you can just report back to Melissa and tell us what cool abundances you notice, because I know that we always will notice something. So be on the lookout for the extra abundances. And even if it's just like extra blast of peace for the day. Okay. So yes. All right. Well, I know that we are right at the top of the time here. Oh, Melissa, you're on mute.
Fabulous. Yes, we are. Lovely.
Awesome. Oh, and I'm going to come back on
Great.
camera.
Yeah, come on.
Hi, I'm back. Hey, I just want to say thank you so much for having me, Melissa.
Thank you so much for sharing all your wisdom as you always do, and for playing with us today. And love seeing all of you that are here. And again, if you have any questions, the replay will be up on YouTube, and you can message me, and I'm happy to pop on with any of you today or in the next couple of days if you have questions and want to play with me. So bye, everyone. Thank you so much for showing up today.
Thank you guys. You're so beautiful and amazing. Thanks for hanging out. We love you.
Love you. Bye.